Hey guys, welcome back to the podcast.
Today we have is it a special topic? No, but Liam's request because he's been in a wedding high,
Yeah,
post-wedding
that's why I
high.
wore I feel like we're getting older. I wore my little tita shirt today. I just feel like we're all at the age, and I think a lot of people that listen to our podcast are sort of maybe hopefully the same age range. And I feel like we're at the time where people are getting married, and once a month you see someone getting married.
You mean someone getting engaged also? There's so many
Oh
engagements.
my god, there's so many engagements. And so I thought it would just
Yeah.
be a very fitting topic. I just went to my first wedding of the year. And I feel like it's a very interesting topic, So we're gonna be talking about weddings, and let's begin.
So we had an outline for this, but I personally didn't super read the outline. But I feel like there's a lot to talk about
No, there's a
in
lot.
the topic of weddings. We might go off, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think we can
But
start
there's
with
a lot to
okay,
say.
wedding fits. So I feel like because a lot of my friends that are getting married are now people are getting married younger. I feel like everyone they want people to come out in a fit. Before it used to be very taboo.
Yeah,
don't wear
everyone just
anything
be
chic,
subtle
just be
and
subtle.
be
But I feel like
chill.
everyone is on a roll with the fits.
Yeah.
I have to say, my Siobhan's wedding outfit, I loved my freaking barong. I was obsessed.
I feel like now also the brides, they also want their guests to look super good. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think we'll get into this later, but when we talk about what we would want for our potential weddings. But I'm gonna be a bridezilla, groomzilla, whatever, and I have to approve everyone's outfit. I've been to some weddings, I'm not gonna say who, but I could feel they just didn't put in energy.
Yeah.
It's-
Oh my gosh. So Sandeep.
yeah.
Sandeep was saying that there's certain Indian weddings where they're so strict they have to they only have a list of approved, you can only get your outfit from
Oh my
these
God,
designers.
I only have one. I have one Indian friend. And I don't know if she's gonna get married soon, but it's on my bucket list to go to an Indian wedding. In India. I don't want to go to here.
I think Indian weddings are super intense,
I don't want to
but
go
they
to
look
an
super
Indian,
fabulous.
I don't want to go to an Indian wedding in Raffles, I want to go to I want to
Or Singapore.
SMX Convention Center. Girl, I want to be in Mumbai.
I was gonna say Taj Mahal.
Taj Mahal. The Cheetah Girls have to be
Oh my
there.
God.
I need to go to an Indian wedding. So Krishma, if you're listening to this, get on it. I really, really want to go to an Indian wedding.
India's also a bucket list destination for me, even if people get scared to go because it's not the safest, whatever.
I really want. I think
so
it's
fun.
Morocco. See, we're already going off topic. It's Morocco, where if you do it right,
It's nice. It's
it's
gonna
nice,
be
but
fabulous.
even
but
though it's a very cheap country, if you want to do it right, it's so
expensive.
mahal. My mom went there for a month. She
India.
said it was really, really fun.
Oh my gosh, I really want to go.
But by the end, there's only Indian food. She was I need a burger.
Yeah.
But no, I think weddings, a big part of it is outfits. And I think before it used to be so ooh, don't outshine people. I'm going to, well, I just went to Siobhan's wedding. I feel everyone dressed up well. It was modern, Filipiniana. And I think everyone, not a lot of people were a simple barong. They made it a vibe.
Fun.
Yeah, and then for Jazz Reyes, both of them have been on the podcast. I forgot her theme. It's just very chic, but very go a little crazy.
Yeah.
Should I say what I'm? No, I'm just gonna wear a suit, but I think this is honestly I don't think she's gonna listen, but I have this I'm gonna borrow this bag. It's a dog. I posted on my story before. It's a
Okay.
dog. And I'm gonna ask her for a +1, but she doesn't know that the +1
Are you really gonna ask her for a +1?
Maybe. Let's see.
That's
Let's see
so
how far I
funny.
take it. But she wants everyone to wear.
What's your rules for outshining the bride type of an outfit? I feel just don't wear white unless they wanted everyone to
Yeah.
wear white. You know what I mean? That's it.
Yeah.
I feel that's the only rule. But there really are some weddings now where they're we want everyone wearing white,
white or
right?
black. Oh no, I think it's also the energy. It's if you come in ooh, I'm that bitch.
Yeah.
Then maybe you should calm the fuck down a little.
Right.
But I feel if
It's
you're just
not
very
your day.
chill about it, I feel that's fine. I think you want everyone to look good. And I also think it's a responsibility of the couple to fucking look good if you know all your friends are gonna dress
Yeah.
well. maybe do something different and do something like I already think I know what suit. Guys, I'm not getting married anytime soon, but for some reason I have this whole idea of how I want my wedding to go. But I don't know, like there's a few people I saw. I'm not gonna say what wedding, but I feel like they didn't try hard enough, or like they just like pulled something out very quickly, and I feel like that's disappointing. Like
I feel like I wouldn't like that in my wedding. I'd kind of be offended.
yeah, like I feel like people don't really care about gifts as much. I think in the West, like people are more about gifts. Here,
Yeah.
it's more like just come, show your
Your
support,
presents.
but look fucking good.
Yeah, for
Please,
sure.
like so.
Because
I
it's
will
like
be
they also put an
checking,
effort to like plan that whole wedding, and if you're just
Yeah.
gonna look drab,
right?
it's kind
so
of offensive. I
that's
feel.
my main thing. But I don't know. I think because so many weddings are coming up, on the, it's like how do you prepare? I honestly don't really prepare. Like I think I mentally prepare because I'm a crier. Oh my god, there's a photo at Dominique's wedding. Well, I was also a bridesmaid, so it's like very heavily involved. I was bawling, and the photographer took a fucking picture of me like. So like I mentally prepared to not try and cry.
I feel like
Because it's
I'm
also that's
not
what you
a
can take away
crier.
from like the wedding. You know, if you're
Yeah.
like
If
sobbing,
you're like a whole
and I like
scene.
I'm like like it's bad. You know,
I'm
so,
like not a crier, but I don't know how different it would feel when it's like hello,
Like,
my
I
best friend's
fuck-
getting married next year, so I don't know if I'm gonna cry when
Yeah.
she gets married. You know what I mean?
like I cried walking down the aisle, like as a
Oh my god.
bridesmaid. No, but like the
I think I
brides-
wouldn't cry
But the maid of
walking down
honor
the
was crying
aisle.
even more, so at least like it wasn't. And of course, we're the two gays.
But
Like,
I would
the two
like.
gays were crying.
I feel like I would tear up when I see her walking down
Yeah.
the aisle.
But no, that's a big thing. This is very like I don't think I even added it to the outline, but I noticed because I've been to a few weddings. I went to one wedding. The ceremony was 10 minutes. It was the best ceremony ever. Can we just say that?
I also had a super super short ceremony,
It's the best.
like Patricia's wedding. The ceremony
Yeah.
was so short. I
'Cause-
think nowadays that's a thing.
No, some people
Like they try to. Oh really? Like super like whole ass mass or something. Oh really? It was really long.
2 hours. 2 hours. And I was like, at least it was cold in the church, but like, I don't know. Keep it short. That's okay. You can do it long if you want, but I also think it's a responsibility of the bride and groom, or the groom and groom, or the bride and bride, whatever, to just make sure your guests are comfortable.
Yeah.
As well, you know?
That's also what they do now. Like even in the reception, they don't make the program too long, where there's like so many, way too many speeches or too many things happening.
oh my
They
god,
say
I
just
don't.
keep it like chill.
You know, every time I go to a wedding, I already thought I had an idea of how I want my wedding to be. And we can go into that later. There's like, I'm going to be very strict. But, what was I going with this? No, I just learned through going to other people's weddings because I'm not getting married anytime soon. But I have like a very good idea of how I want my wedding to go. And I'm excited to talk about it because I'm going to be manifesting my wedding. But
When you were younger, did you ever do like ring bearer, coin bearer
I did that
roles?
a few times. I think when I was like really young, and then I
Yeah.
think people realized I was just like very hard to manage as a kid. Like very good for photo ops. I was the cutest fucking kid. Like if you want a good, cute baby photos of people like kids walking down the aisle, perfect.
I've done it so many times,
Would I have
but
maybe screamed a little in between? Maybe.
but I like once dropped the rings and like they're not together anymore. But in my defense, it was because like the coin bearer was like trying to like get it from my pillow, so I just like went like that and then it fell.
Hey, blame it on the coin bearer.
It really was because I
Is that a
have
superstition?
done like ring bearer like so many
I feel like
times.
it
Like when
is.
I was younger, like maybe like more than 6 times, and I only dropped it once that one time.
Okay, another rule. Okay, see, should we just go to the rules? No fucking kids. I don't want kids running around. I don't want like, you know, like mid, like, oh, you can now kiss the bridegroom, whatever. Like, no, I don't want kids.
I'm okay with kids.
Really?
Yeah. I think it depends who. Like, I mean, like, I don't want like people I'm not close to, like their children. Like,
Yeah.
who are they? You know what I mean?
No, like maybe like,
Like children that are actually close to you.
yeah, and that are like above the age of like 6 or 7. Like,
Yeah.
where, you know, like where they can like, or maybe like not the ceremony. Like, you know, maybe all my OCD tendencies are like coming out. Now I'm like imagining everything in my head. But have you been like a bridesmaid or a groomsman before?
No, but I will be next year. And I also didn't know that like people get extra sensitive when they're not chosen.
Oh my god! So one of my friends got married. She hadn't spoken to one of her friends for a while, and she wasn't a bridesmaid, but she was still invited to the wedding. She didn't come to the wedding.
Because she was offended or
But I'm
something.
like, bitch, that's why you weren't a bridesmaid, because you
Because
fucking
would do
threw
this.
fits.
Yeah.
I have another friend. I'm not invited to the wedding, but her wedding's coming up, like on Saturday, and one of our mutual friends, who's a bridesmaid, is literally giving her so much fucking stress. Like she doesn't want to do anything. She's like, "Oh, can you help with this?" She's like, "No." Like one thing I learned, so I was a bridesmaid once, and I was still pretty young, so I still really had to like feel it out. But you're really there. It's almost like a half-time job. Like you are like spending a lot of time planning
Yeah.
on the day itself. It's not your wedding. If the bride needs something, if the groom needs something, you're there. You're like, does she need, like, you're there. You're basically the PA. And that's one thing I sort of didn't realize because I've never really like been a bridesmaid or groomsman. But I think that's so important to note. Like, it's not, I think people, there's like a sense of pride, like, oh my God, look, I'm closer than you because I'm part of
Right.
this.
Yeah.
But honestly, if you're not that close to the person, decline that bridesmaid's groomsman offer because it's a lot of work. But if you love the person, then it's fun.
Yeah.
You know? So like I was Dominique's bridesmaid and it was so much fun, you know. She has friends from all around the world, and so we went to Bali for the bachelorette, and like we got to meet everyone because obviously if you're close enough to the groom or the bride, you sort of know of all of their
All the
friends.
friends, yeah.
So being able to do that, it was such a nice like sort of bonding experience. And on the day, we were all just like making sure she was okay. You know, like I was even tired at one point and I really wanted to leave. I was drunk and I was like, you know what? If Dominique's still here, I'm not leaving. Like, so that's the sort of mindset I think people don't realize. Like, it's a job also. Like, this is like their last, I think it's like the bride or the groom's last sort of favor
Right.
before they get married. And then now it's like the spouse's fucking problem,
Yeah.
you know? So I think people forget that's so important. Like, we were like, oh my God, I was like coordinating. Well, luckily my tita was like the wedding planner. So I was like, tita, like, Dom needs this. Or like, whatever. Like, I don't think people realize like it's a job.
Yeah.
So like my friend who's the bridesmaid for
That
our other friend that's
wedding.
getting married, she's so stressed, but she's like, no, I love it because this is, I'm so happy for the bride.
Yeah.
Like all I want to do is help. So you really need to be close.
Right.
So I really recommend like, no, like declining politely if it's something that you can't commit to. Because like if you have a 9 to 5, you're taking off a week for the bachelorette. You're taking off for the wedding. And it's not just the wedding. There's the pre-dinner,
The planning.
the
everything.
planning. You're heavily involved, you know? You're going to fittings, you're going to all this. So that's so important, you know? So just, I think that's a good note. Because I think everyone thinks it's so glamorous. And it is, like, you get to see a different side to the wedding, you know? And you're sort of part of it, which is very nice. And I feel like your bond becomes sort of stronger. But it's a lot of work. I have such a good, this needs to go on TikTok, guys, because this is, so I actually do this with my friends a lot. Because I think we're at the age where like, you know, when you're in high school and college, like you're just constantly surrounded by people, but now we're in the outside world, like, and you don't get to see people as often. So
Mhm.
sometimes friendships are like lost or they like fiddle out a little. But I think, so I actually tell a lot of my friends this. Sometimes you might not speak to someone for a while, but you're still like very close. You still have a good connection. You just don't necessarily have to talk every day. So I actually have this little game. Oh, game.
Game.
Not really a game, but like when people are sort of like, or even like when you feel sad and lonely, I tell everyone, write down, if you were to have a wedding next week, who would your bridesmaids or groomsmen be? And that sort of just puts your head back into perspective, like, oh, A, I have friends.
Yeah.
And be like, who are the ones that I would really want by my side when I get married?
Mm-hmm.
you know? And if you want to go a little crazier, you could be like, who would you invite to your wedding for them? That's
Like
a
the
long
whole
list.
guest list.
But like having that list, and I actually have one on my phone, and I constantly change it. If someone pisses me off, I'm like, you're off the list. But it helps you sort of realize like, who are my true friends?
Yeah.
You know? Because I think when you choose that list, it's not just the people that you're currently close to, but it's people who you've sort of grown up with.
Yeah.
Like it's a mix of all your different chapters in life.
Yeah,
combined.
exactly.
So I think it's a very good exercise. I don't know. I think I always tell my friends, like when they're feeling lost or they're feeling like, wait, who do I really like? I'm like, make the list. Like you have a notes tab in your phone. You have an iPhone. Make the list. And I really think it's a good way of like self-reflecting, you know? And scene. Right? That's actually such a smart way of thinking about it. Like I have my list. And if someone pisses me off, I'm like, yeah, but like at my wedding, I'd still want them as my bridesmaid. You know? And it helps you sort of realize like how close you think you are to the person or like what your connection is.
Yeah.
Right? Iconic. It says, what's your drink limit at weddings?
What?
No limit.
Just don't get too drunk too early, I think. Like, not during dinner. Like, that's embarrassing.
No, after party.
Yeah, for
sure.
after party.
But like during the reception, I was pretty drunk. How drunk was I at Siobhan's? Okay. Don't do this, guys. Sorry. Gabbie has acid reflux, so I'm like doing most of the talking. So after Siobhan's wedding, like the ceremony, I was so fucking hungry, so I get McDonald's. So I'm like, okay, like, because I thought the dinner would be really long. I thought it would be like, really late. So I get McDonald's, I go to the wedding. Oh, we went straight into dinner. It was like a 5-course meal. Didn't fucking eat one thing. So I just started drinking.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, keep ordering. There was like an Aperol bar. I'm like, sure, I'm going to go straight to the Aperol bar. I was so fucking drunk.
At the reception?
Yeah. I was so, like, it was bad. Like, I was like drunk. But luckily, like, they had like a spread of food like during the after party. And so like I was like looking at the food. A lot of it was Filipino food. I was like, I don't feel like eating like Filipino food because I feel like with the oil and the alcohol, like it's gonna
Not
be really
a good
bad.
mix.
Plus, I just had McDonald's pa. So I ate beef skewers. So me, Lila, and Mito were like munching on skewers. Well, Lila can't eat the beef, but the next day I got gout. So honestly, karma's a bitch. So I've just learned. Eat during the meals. Also saying they're paying per plate. Don't eat McDonald's before the meal. And don't drink too much till the after party.
Oh my gosh, meals are such a big deal in weddings also, right? Like that's one of like the big things that they really plan. Like who's gonna cater? What kind do you want? Like do you want like a how many courses? This whole sit down situation.
If I have a little wedding here, I already know who my caterer is gonna be, and I'm not telling anyone. Because everyone either gets Margarita.
Yeah.
And she rests in peace. Or Kai.
Right.
It's either if you want Filipino or Italian or normal wedding food, it's Margarita.
Yeah.
And if you want Japanese or Asian, it's Kai. Like there's no other person caterer. So no, I just thought of it. Like it's pretty basic, but I'm like, wait, that's actually sort of iconic. If I have a wedding here.
I want tacos at my after party.
I want In-N-Out.
At your after party.
Or Hungry Homies. Like if it was here.
If it's here.
Or Shake Shack.
But I also want destination.
Should we go into our wedding plans?
Okay, sure.
Oh my god, I want a Sydney
I love
Sweeney
it.
Glenn Powell wedding in
that's
Australia. Oh my god. First of all, such a good rom-com. Second of all, I really wanted it in the US. Like Malibu, Santa Barbara, because I grew up there. I realized how fucking expensive it is.
Yeah.
In the States. Well, Australia's expensive. I wanted in like a little small beach town. Fall. Don't want to sweat. And I want a very intimate. I want black and white. I want the photography to be like Alex Cooper's wedding. Did you see her photo? It's very chic. I
also want super chic. I don't want like super cheesy. Do you get me? Like when it's.
I honestly just want like a black and white. I think I want to wear like a custom Tom Ford suit.
I want colorful.
No, I've thought about this a lot. I want to approve of most people's you know when like men especially wear suits and like the pants are just not fitted.
Yeah.
Like that's gonna be a pet peeve of mine.
You know how like in the Met Gala, Anna Wintour has to approve the sketch of your look?
Yeah, no, like
If you're invited.
like again, it's not gonna be that crazy.
Yeah.
I know people have budgets, and I'm not expecting people to spend, but I hope they know that like if I'm putting an effort, and I want a small wedding, I want people to put in the effort. Don't give me a gift. Actually, you could give me some cash if you want. I'd love that. But just like dress well, you know. And I'm not saying like you have to buy a new outfit, but just like put in the effort. Because I know some people will just like, oh, decide on the day. And like, I just want everything to be more intentional because I'm so intentional about my wedding. But definitely a little like Sydney Sweeney moment. Like, you know, the little house.
Yeah.
I think that would be really cool. Also, like if you get married in the Philippines, there's no divorce.
Yeah, that's true.
So my
Also,
mom-
like you can get married here. Gay marriage is not legal.
yeah. So my mom, well, sometimes she works in the hospitality. Sometimes she'll do weddings, and I shit you not, she'll like tell the bride and groom like, oh, like you're getting married here, like you know, there's no divorce in this country. But it's true.
I used to want to have my wedding in Marrakesh, but they're like homophobic, so I can't get married there.
Girl, you might get.
Like
Anna
I'm never gonna make it
Delvey.
home. Like I'm never gonna make it
Yeah.
home. But it's like one of my favorite places. So I went there for my birthday like 5 years ago. And we stayed at Amanjan. It was the most beautiful place ever for me. It was my dream place.
The
That's why I had my birthday
YSL
there.
one's also nice.
And so, but then that's like if I got married there, that's where I want everyone. Like everyone's at Amanjana.
No,
It's,
like, you want
so
everyone in one
chic.
place.
Exactly. And so it's like nice. We're all there. But then again, like I can't get married there. So then now I just want to get married in like Mexico.
Actually, that was so on my list. I have 3. Well, I need to find someone who can afford to pay
Because
for
gay weddings
this.
are now legal pala in Mexico.
Well, Mexico is
So
very
it's
gay.
perf.
Mexico City
Yeah.
was on my
So
list.
we're safe.
But not like the beach. Like, do you get it? I wanted like compound.
Okay,
vibes.
yeah.
That would be then a colorful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Either that-
colorful there
wait,
is nice.
Was it? Okay, bleep out the name. Was it
Yeah.
with a long table?
Yeah.
Oh, someone got
I
married in
love the
Mexico.
long
Like, no, it has to be a
table.
long table. So either Mexico, Australia, or like Santa Barbara, or upstate New York.
Yeah, I remember that. You were saying that.
Because I want somewhere like fall. Like it has to be cold. Like no one's sweating. I went to a wedding at a beach, 4 p.m., midsummer, and it was so hot.
I don't
So
wanna
there's
get married
coconut
on the
trees.
beach.
It
It's
doesn't.
like too hot.
Can I name the? I don't care. She's
Mm-hmm.
not going to listen to this.
I'm
2
sure
palm
it's super
trees
cute,
that
but it's
cover
just
the
so
bride
hot.
and groom. The rest.
It's like under the sun.
No, the sun was right here, as in like direct
Whose wedding
ray.
was the one where there was like a whole bagyo situation in the beach and like people were like literally like swimming
No.
in their gowns to go back to the boat. Like, girl.
That isn't Bohol, diba?
Yeah, I
Uh-huh.
literally saw IG stories from that wedding.
So destination wedding, be fucking careful, guys.
Yeah, it's scary.
But no, like I don't want it to be hot. So luckily the bride and groom, I don't think they noticed. Well, maybe they'll now know. But like we all moved to the side. And again, those are things that like I want everything to go perfect. I know not everything go perfect, but I want to just make sure that like my guests are also taken care
Yeah.
of. And like heat is like a very big factor for me. Like food, like like curation. Like especially destination, you're flying out. You have to like set up activities and shit for
Yeah.
them. You have to make sure
For
that
sure, activities.
especially if it's like a place that like no one has ever been to, like something like
Mhm.
Mexico City, like, and the thing is like people are taking off like leaves, you know, that's like their one leave
Yeah,
a
they're taking
year.
the time for you.
You know, like if they work like a job where they can't leave as often, like it's very, very difficult. So that's like a big thing. So I always like, as I'm like already like a bridezilla, I'm also thinking about my guests
Yeah.
so much.
You're like a bridezilla for everyone.
Yeah, I'm a bridezilla for the people.
Yeah, for the whole wedding,
You
like
know?
in the whole.
But no, I have so many
Guest
ideas. Again, not that I'm getting married anytime soon, but I think it's good to plan. But one thing I've also, so I was talking to my other friend. I honestly don't want to name their names because then I'm like spilling everything. But she's getting married soon. And she was like, she's very like, she knows exactly what she wants.
Mhm.
But one thing she realized and she told me was that not everything will go to plan. And when you're relying on like suppliers and people that don't necessarily get your
Get the vision.
you also need to realize that you sort of then have to move on. You can't
Yeah.
fixate on like one certain detail because it's not going to be perfect, you know? But I think the imperfectness is sort of like a nice symbol of like life. You know? It's just
Yeah.
like a whole like thing. So that's one thing I'm also trying to like realize. Like I'm already going crazy. Like I have an exact like I have ideas.
But like, what if like your husband also has an idea? I would die.
No, but I'm gonna marry someone that does.
Can you
not-
imagine?
No, this is like my day.
Oh my god.
Oh, also, speaking of, I think another thing. So when I was making the outline, one thing I wanted to sort of talk about, and we sort of touched upon it, is like gay weddings. I've never been to a gay wedding.
Same.
Like, how does it work? Like, do you want to get proposed to?
I would.
No, like I
I'm
want to
not
get
like dying
proposed
for
to.
it. You know what I mean?
Like you would propose.
No. So we're just having to get married.
Right? Like for me, like I want to get proposed to. Like
Yeah,
I
I
want
do,
that
I
full
guess.
fantasy.
Yeah.
And I need someone like whoever marries me, please message Mon and Gabbie. They have the most taste out of my friends and have them approve of the idea. Like I need something like very fucking chic.
Yeah, super chic.
No, like
And not like too like public. You know what I mean?
oh my god, no. Very private, but
No.
not like no hotel room, no like flowers like on the
Yeah.
bed.
Oh my god.
Like no like light up like signs.
Oh my god.
Will
That
you
does happen a lot.
no
though.
picnics,
Frick.
no concerts.
Who got proposed to in the concert? Oh shit. Yeah. Oh my god. I saw it. Oh my god.
No, like I'm just like I have an idea. Also, like okay, this is crazy. I know we're like going all over the place. I know who I want I know who I want as my wedding portrait photographer.
Who are you gonna reveal or no?
Well, I know him, but like he's very expensive now.
Okay.
Adrian Martin. He shoots like Kendall. Just, I don't want to know what is. I'm like, Adrian, can you give me a friendly ring, please? No, but I just have like an idea, you know? I think a wedding, hopefully, is like a once in a lifetime.
Hopefully.
That I want it to be like ageless, timeless. I want to be ageless, but I want it to be timeless. You know? And so, like, I need everything to sort of match. Like, no gimmicks.
Yeah.
I'm such an anti.
That's what I can also with like when the people do the prenup. Like you can't make it gimmicky and cheesy.
Or the prenup
Yeah.
shoots.
Yeah. I want the prenup shoot to look more like a fashion editorial.
Yeah. Like,
Not
no
like
offense. I love
holding
Paris. Yeah.
hands. No.
I love Paris, but I'm not doing like an Eiffel Tower
I know, not
situation. Like, I'm not doing.
Locks of love. Ew.
Yeah. And it's not gonna
I'm
be
so
there.
sorry. Yeah.
No same day edit video.
I know. I'm also not.
No
I
same
don't
day edit
need
video.
it.
No hashtag. No hashtag. We talked about this in another episode. But remember we talked about how like you don't want to post photos until the bride comes
Yeah.
through? Well, at Siobhan's, I thought she was gonna be very like secretive.
Mm-hmm.
After she walked down the aisle, like back, like after she got married, she was like
Posting.
posting in real time.
Wow.
First and only bride. This girl does not post anything. Honestly, iconic.
I know. I was gonna say she doesn't even post that much.
She doesn't post at all. She'll go on a trip, no posts, whatever. She was reposting in real time. That is the most iconic thing ever. But I learned a lot at Siobhan's wedding, like the no hashtag,
Mhm.
the
I don't
no
want a hashtag either.
no real time video edit, whatever.
You know,
Same
some
day
people
edit. same day-
hire a content creator for their wedding. Like they'll hire someone like to be on your phone to be the one taking the like stories.
Oh, I love that.
Would you?
Honestly, I would love like a People. No, because I would love like a People magazine exclusive.
Yeah.
Or honestly, you know, like something like that. But I don't know. As I go to these weddings, I really start to enjoy them because I really now realize that I'm gonna be even crazier. Because like I feel like a lot of my friends are so chill,
Yeah.
and like I'm not chill. Like I think everyone that's listening.
What's your
to this,
top one priority in like wedding planning? Like the first thing that you're gonna lock in once you're planning your
Venue.
wedding? Venue. Before your outfit.
I want to wear custom.
I
Tom
feel like
Ford.
I'm out. No, I mean like you're gonna book the venue before you like you know how like some people like I remember Maricat, she made kwento like, oh, the
She
first
had
thing
her
she did in wedding
outfit.
planning is the dress.
Well, I think it's easier as a guy also.
Yeah. I know what
You
I want to
know?
wear also, but it's like an archival Dior. And I once saw it in a vintage store in Tokyo. And I was like, should I buy this now already?
Manifest. Like I sort of, but like how many looks are you gonna do?
That one I haven't like finalized, but I for sure want to do like a change at the reception.
I want to do.
3, like change in the after party. Also, you could.
I think by the I think I'm gonna plan for 4, and by the 3rd I'm gonna be too drunk that I won't change into
Yeah.
the 4th. You know.
Just an extra in case.
Yeah. But like I'm gonna be very like it's not about the content per se, but I'm gonna be very particular about like guys, I'm not eating, I'm not doing anything, because I turn red when I drink
Yeah.
until I take all the content that I want. To me, that's so important. Like I want to properly document things,
Yeah.
and it's less for like to post. It's more for myself.
Mm-hmm.
But that's so important. But yeah, guys, no same day edit video. We are all fucking there. Like we don't need to see it. And honestly, usually the video doesn't even turn out well because they're like rushing it. And also poor editor who's trying to edit this video while the reception's
Yeah.
going on. What else? I'm trying to think of other things. I feel like I've gone through a lot
How
actually.
about flowers?
No, honestly,
Yeah, I
want,
really want like a very like sculptural type of like
I want sculptural
floral
flowers,
arrangement.
not like necessarily like
the whole Gideon.
I want.
You know what I mean? That
No,
whole
I
thing.
don't want the flowers to be. I'd rather be in a destination where you don't need to dress it up that much.
Yeah.
Because you spend, and I'm not joking, guys. I think the flowers
are
are
so
more
expensive
expensive than the
Then
venue.
Yeah, that's
And the
true.
venue, you actually have to lock in like 2 years in advance. Because it's so, like, there's this venue and church that in the last, like, everyone can figure it out, but it's everyone's getting married at the same church in the same venue.
Yeah.
So, like, the way you sort of, like, decorate it is so important. But if you find a venue that's already nice, then you don't have to do as much. So I need to find a venue that no one has ever, like, touched.
Ever.
So for sure, Australia. No one goes to Australia.
Where would you?
I don't know. I barely go to Australia, but I think that would be nice so my family can go.
If you're reconnecting with your roots. For
Good
your
day,
wedding.
mate. Right? I'm trying to think of other things. What are... No, I really think Tom Ford. Then, like,
Yeah.
like something classic, like
I really like Dior.
Dior could be...
I'm really Kim Jones Dior from like 2019.
Vintage.
It's super specific.
2019.
At the time, it's vintage. Yeah, it was that
Yeah.
specific look that I really was like, I want that.
But right, I sort of have an idea
Hmm.
already, but you know what? You never know. Oh my god, would you do like a courtroom situation?
I don't think
Oh my
I
god,
would.
wait, I have an idea for a
To be fair
prenup
though, my parents
photo.
did.
I have an idea for a prenup photo. Take this out. I'll fly there, just
Yeah.
right? That's sort of iconic. Like, and then the song is "Shut up and put your money where your mouth is." That's what you. Like, you can add this. Honestly, who knows? It might change. Waking up and right. Wait, that's sort of. Even though Katy Perry's like semi-cancelled, like, did she go to space?
Yeah, she did for like
Do you think she went to space?
5 minutes.
Apparently, people are saying they didn't.
They faked it.
I watched it live. I was messaging. Was I messaging you? I messaged Therese. I messaged Mon. I was like, guys, watch this. Katy Perry's in space. I think they went to space.
Yeah, I think they did naman, but like briefly.
I just think it's new technology. Like, they don't have to land in water. You know? I don't know. Anyways, moving on. I feel like we talked about a lot. Is there anything else we should talk about?
What else?
Oh my god, how many people do you want?
That's so hard. I'm so bad at this. Also, I feel like even on my birthdays, I'm always saying, I only want this many people. And then like when you start listing your friends, you're like, wait, why is there way too many? And then like you can't remove them because you're actually all close to all of them.
Yeah, I think my thing is I'm gonna be very strict. Where like if someone tries to make pansin, is that the word? We're like, oh, like why am I not invited? There's some people that I may talk to a lot, but I feel like I don't want at my wedding because if I
Yeah.
start inviting that layer of friends, and then it's a spiral. You know? So like they won't understand why they're not invited till they see people at my wedding. They're like, oh, that makes sense. So I think that's my whole thing. Like I want it small because I think also like with the concepts that I want, I don't want a big wedding. Maybe honestly, most Filipinos will end up just doing something here. Like if they do something abroad.
Yeah.
So I might end up doing that. Maybe I can rent out like Silo or something.
What's your like +1 rule? I know some people only want like +1s if they're like at least a fiance or like how many years? Like they've been together for how
Like
many
the
years?
+1 has
Because
to be
sometimes
on
if it's a
approval
new,
basis.
imagine if it's a new girlfriend or boyfriend, and then
Because honestly, it ruins all
The
the,
photos,
pictures.
yeah.
No, that's a big thing for me. And the thing is, if any of my friends or people complain like, "Oh, I wasn't invited," or "Oh, I can't bring this person," or "I wasn't a bridesmaid," then you're obviously not close enough,
Yeah.
and you can just be X. So I think when I get married, I'm gonna be at the point where like you're either in it or you're not, and if you're not, like I'm sorry, like I'm getting married,
Yeah.
like I don't need your friendship anymore. I don't know. I think I'm learning to be more cutthroat about it because I see a lot of people like in Manila, you know, everyone knows each other. People are like, "Oh, I feel bad I invited this person." I don't ever feel like I want to have like a pity invite, you know, to like a wedding,
Mhm.
you know. And I feel like if you're not comfortable at a wedding, it shows and it brings the whole energy and vibe down. So to me, that's so like important,
Yeah.
you know. Like I want everyone to really know each other. That's why I love like the whole Sydney Sweeney thing where like they're all bonding before. And that's what I loved about like being a bridesmaid for Doms was that like I got to know all of her friends who I had met on FaceTime or knew because we all followed each other. So like I want everyone to come out like one big happy
Yeah,
family.
like coming together.
You know? Oh my god, should we sing like Natasha Bedingfield's song? Feel the wind.
Unwritten.
Unwritten. Like that's the vibe I'm trying
Yeah.
to go for, right? But I'm excited. Excited.
For the future wedding.
Wait, so what? Let's talk about your wedding now. I feel like they've heard too much about my
What
wedding.
about? I have not like. I feel like I've only thought about like aesthetics and stuff. I do want like
How many bridesmaids do you want?
that. I don't know yet.
Because some
And that
people
like
do like
stresses me
15.
out. I don't want to have like way too many. But then also I feel like when I list them down, there are people that I feel like, oh my god, if this one's a bridesmaid, then this one has to be. Do you know that feeling?
Yeah.
Where like these two people are like, oh, they're like at the same level of closeness, so you
Yeah.
can't have one lang.
Like for
I
a
hate
maid of
that.
honor or a group. What is it?
Like
Man of honor?
man of honor.
Like,
vibes.
How?
Some people say you can have like two maid of
You
honors.
can.
But
Like,
I wouldn't want. I feel like that's an
the
only
thing
honor
is-
for one person.
I have a question. I'm putting this out on the table. On our that's I'm putting this out like would you choose someone that's your best friend or someone that can organize and help you more?
I feel like my best friend, for sure, for that honor. But then like you're gonna have people in your like bridesmaid entourage that like can actually plan.
Because I feel like being like like I've seen my friends who've been maid of honors, and they're lucky enough. They're like the best friend, but they're also like a good planner.
Good planner.
Because I'm not joking. It's like you're gonna be working like it's giving 9 to 5.
yeah.
Like especially like for the bachelorette. Like every bachelorette I've gone on. Well, I've only been on one, but the ones I've seen other like that have been planned. The bridesmaids like plan everything and surprise the bride or the
Yeah.
groom. So like you need a good working like person
Like
that's
a
like
TM.
on it, especially if you have like a slacker who's like
Yeah.
not responding and you're trying to go somewhere international. Like how is that gonna work out?
I feel like I don't have any friends that are completely like not organized. Like when I think about it, like people that in my head could be the maid of
Yeah.
honor, whatever. Like they're all pretty.
You say that
organized.
until like they start to plan, but they won't tell you in advance. It's not your
Yeah.
problem, but I feel bad.
I'm more worried about like them planning with themselves. You know what I mean? Like the group. Like are they like the kind
'Cause
that
probably
can
they
work
start
together?
fighting.
Yeah.
You know, because it's like you're planning all of this, or like one thing that also comes in, and I've noticed, especially with like bridesmaids trips or like whatever bachelor trips, are like budget. Like someone, like one person's like, I want to stay at Amman, and one person's like,
Yeah.
I want to stay at the Holiday
Okay.
Inn.
I don't know why I thought that also.
You know, so that's like That's why you need like your bridesmaid or groomsman has to be like your mediator to be
Yeah.
like, okay, let's stay at
This
the addition.
place. Yeah, the addition.
It's like in between, you know. But I don't know. I'm excited like for my other friends to slowly get married. Like no one from my high school. Like a lot of my college friends have gotten married and unfortunately I've missed. Well, they're all like very religious
Yeah.
and American, so a lot of them have been married. But like I'm excited for more weddings. But oh my god, I need to bring something up. So I found out, you know, this person. This person goes to like a wedding like at least twice a month. But I heard that this person, like when that person finds out they're getting married, purposely starts getting close.
People do that always.
You know who it is?
Who? Really? Is at every wedding.
Yeah. No, but like
Yeah, that person
Like,
is
the
at
thing
every
is,
wedding.
honestly,
I've heard that also. People do that. Like when someone's engaged, planning wedding.
they're like, oh my,
they
they're
get
like, oh, let me
close
help, let me
together.
help. Like honestly, a wedding, even for their guests, it's a big expense. Outfit, if it's destination, like it's a lot of money. So you really wanna like only go to weddings that. Oh my god, sorry, I got distracted. I thought that it was like the make your own Sunny's flask.
Like the different components.
No, but you wanna like make sure that like you're
It's worth the
investing your
effort
time,
going to. Yeah, it's worth the effort and the money and the time.
because it's expensive. Like
Yeah.
even outfits alone. Oh my god, like one of my friends, just bleep out the name, was like, "Can you get custom?" I'm like, "He's now 60,000 pesos, girl." I was like, "I'm gonna fucking find my own." Like, it's a lot, you know, and like, if you care enough about the person, the investment will be worth it.
Yeah.
You know.
But if
like-
it's just like a random friend, then it's obviously
No.
not worth it.
And like, I'm glad all the weddings so far have been here. Like, I don't think I'm ready for like a destination. wedding yet.
Destination.
It's expensive. Like, I don't
Yeah,
have the
like my
money to
friend,
pay.
like Erica, like she's been going to like Bali and then like Bangkok, and she was like, "Oh my god, it's actually like expensive."
And it's also hard to plan when you don't live in the country and you don't. First of all, in the States or like the Western world, the first world, shit is expensive.
Yeah.
Like, just to like hire a DJ, that's like $5,000. It's like shit is expensive abroad. So that's one thing you also have to like take into consideration. Like, it's a very big investment. Like, I need to marry rich with all
you
my
can afford your
plans.
dream wedding.
Yeah, my Sydney Sweeney. Maybe I'll invite Sydney and like Glenn to my wedding. Should we play a game? I feel like
is
we've been
there a
talking
game
for a
this?
while.
Yeah, it actually has been.
So the game is I do or I don't. And
Ooh.
I'm gonna mention wedding related things or activities, and you're just gonna say I do if you're down to do it, or I don't if you don't.
If you're not, okay.
So first, have a drag queen filled bachelorette or bachelor's party.
Drag queen filled.
Only if Marina.
I feel like I
Does
don't
it.
because I want boys.
Just like one.
Right? Don't you
If
want
Marina. I would like it has to be like I don't have budget for this. Like I'm like thinking like Gottmik or like
Yeah.
someone chic. Like maybe more of a cabaret vibe, like not a like
Ooh.
crazy thing. But like maybe, but it has to be done tastefully. Like I don't want it to be again, I don't want it to become like gimmicky. Not that it's a gimmick,
Right.
but I want it to be like chic.
Yeah.
I don't know, but this is not like it's not. No, I think my idea in my head, a drag queen might not be part of it, but maybe we could do an activity
Where it involves
where
that.
involves
yeah.
a drag queen. Trying to be politically like if Marina would do it, like I love Marina, or like no, I think Marina's the only one.
Okay. Next is
Wear matching tuxedos or suits with your fiance on the wedding.
No,
I don't.
I
I
don't.
don't.
that's fucking cheesy.
No.
That's why gays get bullied. That's why we're like hate crimes. Like that is the cheesiest thing. No.
It's also like give us a moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and like I think you both have your own styles, and I think
Yeah.
I know like a tuxedo or a suit can look very generic, or like it just they all look the same. But like if you're into fashion, like there's actually very big differences, you know. And I think I also don't think I have the budget for both of us to wear like custom Tom Fords.
If he has the budget.
Yeah. Bleep this out. Back my husband can wear. This better be bleeped. Okay.
So next one is a related to a Filipino tradition. Let your wedding in-laws choose the wedding theme.
What?
No, I
No,
don't.
I don't. I have
I
never
know.
heard that tradition actually.
Like I know. I like
My
say I'm
gosh.
very Pinoy. I'm not gonna be Pinoy with that.
I actually haven't heard of that tradition before.
I think my
I
wedding
didn't know that was a thing.
is gonna be very untraditionally traditional.
Same.
Does it make sense? Because I think as a gay, like I know I'm a very traditional person, so even if I'm gay, I feel like that's not gonna stop me from like having like a bride groom moment.
Yeah.
But like with a groom and groom.
Oh my gosh, it's my favorite one on TikTok. Have you seen the traditional Chinese gay wedding on TikTok?
No.
It's like, have you seen it? It's amazing. Like, I literally send it to all my friends like every few weeks or so. I'm like, look, it's so cute.
You wanna
It was in New York, pa.
no one needs to know what like my TikTok for you page looks like right now. Yeah, it's bad. Okay. Honestly, I just want my parents to show. You know, I'm crazy. I even know what my mom's wearing now.
I also like had a thing where I was like telling my mom, like, I want you to wear this.
I want my mom to
It was,
wear like
Alex
you know
Perry or
almost.
something.
No, I want her to wear like you know like
Sculptural.
sculptural like that.
No, I wanted my mom to wear Alex Perry. And then I had my Lola like this like specific Hermes thing. And I was like, oh my gosh, you need this.
And I told my mom, like, get your first facelift like 2 years before I get married. No, I'm telling all my friends. I'm not joking. You can add this in. Like, it's sort of funny, but like, it's a joke. But like, I'm telling my friends, like, if you want to get work done, make sure it heals by the time my wedding is. Like, don't come with like a busted nose.
And last question is surprise followers by announcing your marriage only after the wedding.
Oh yeah,
I do, actually.
Yeah.
That. I don't really.
very
like, super
Dorothy
plan,
Wang.
like, making a whole, like, oh, I'm planning it right now. I don't even
I honestly might
Can't
just get
tell.
engaged and then post that I'm with that person. That's what Dorothy Wang did.
Yeah, I just want to forever, like, soft launch them only.
Yeah. And with the wedding, like, not that I have a problem with it, but I see some weddings where a lot of people really focus on their content. The content is solely focused on themselves. Like, not the bride and groom, like the guests.
The guests.
I don't want it to become like,
Oh my god. This wedding is this.
I don't want it to be about like
I'm
getting
done.
ready with me. It's like, I want it to be like, okay, like post me.
No, but I get it though. Like,
You know, it's not like a content opportunity. The content can be
I find it cringe.
me walking down the
I'm so
aisle
sorry.
in my fucking custom Tom Ford suit. Like it's so again, those are the people that I'm gonna invite to the wedding. That like
The understand.
no, like
yeah.
people can post, like they can post in real time. I don't really
Yeah.
care, but like I don't want people like saying like, oh yeah, like Liam's wedding's coming up. You know. Okay, another pet peeve. This is a pet peeve of mine. It just came up. But some people, I think, like when, because now we're at the age we're having these conversations where all these weddings are just coming up, and I hate when people are just like so nonchalant about like, yeah, it's this person's wedding. Like, ugh, like, it's like it's someone's wedding. Like,
Yeah.
don't act like it's like a second thought or like a
Right.
second thing that you just have to go to. Like, I want everyone to be like hyped
Excited.
internally, not on,
Not
online.
like posting me like, oh my god.
you know. But I want people to be like, yeah, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to be like, oh yeah, like almost like it's like another event that they just have to go to.
Yeah.
You know, it's like they're event hopping. Like, you know? Like I want people to be like, yeah, like fuck yeah, we're going to Australia. Is that it?
Yay.
Yay! Honestly, I feel like this is such a fun topic. Like I feel like we've talked. How long has it been? I feel like we've talked. Lang?
Yeah, I
But-
thought it's gonna be like over an hour.
But I
now.
feel like we've like let it out.
Yeah.
Because assume everyone like a lot of I haven't seen the analytics honestly, but I feel like a lot of people at this age the people that are watching our podcast are at the age where like they're starting to go to weddings a lot more frequent. And I think it's different when it's one of your friends or one of your best friends getting wedding over like, oh, it's a family member.
Right.
You know, like you sort of start noticing like the details, how you want things, like and like even like when you start dating people, we're not just dating wala lang, like
You're dating to get married.
alleged. But like, you know, like
Allegedly.
no, but like as you get older and like more tita, like those are the things that sort of come up more, you know, and the thoughts that happen.
Yeah.
So it was a fun topic and I'm excited. I have 2 weddings this year, 2 more weddings. It's gonna be a vibe. And I think we're gonna leave it there. It's gonna be a vibe.
Yay. Thanks for listening.
Oh, also
everyone.
please, I noticed that like I love when you guys comment on our Spotify. So like keep doing that. I want to know like what you like, what you don't like. Just what you like, lang. Not what you don't like. Don't forget to follow us on our socials. As well.
Socials.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye
That's
guys.
it.
I'm gonna drink
Bye.
coffee. Surprisingly, I didn't even drink coffee
I
like
can't have
before
coffee
this.
today.
Yeah, his
I'm
ass is
dying,
lost.
seriously.
Wait, that is such a fun topic.